Assalamualaikum. I am Batrisha Balkis and my group members would like to present on meetings and resolutions of Aeon Credit Service Berhad, Hong Leong Financial Group Berhad and Bumi Armada Berhad. All companies in Malaysia are required to hold company meetings to decide on issues that need the input from the members of the company. It is set up so that shareholders can interact with the company directors and discuss any issues pertaining to the firm's operations and business. Based on the Companies Act 1965, a corporation must hold an annual general meeting every calendar year and not later than 15 months from the previous AGM, both privately and publicly listed. However, Companies Act 2016 has removed this requirement for private companies, acknowledging that it may be burdensome and expensive for them to hold AGM. In 2020, there is an outbreak of novel coronavirus which impacts the shareholder meetings including AGM, as the company needs to hold the meeting during the pandemic. Thus, there will be changes to the conduction of AGM between companies. Next, I will proceed with the notification of AGM to shareholders. AGM is a mandatory annual assembly of a company's executive, directors, and interested shareholders. The notice of AGM may be distributed using any method made available by the company's constitution, including in person, by mail, by email, through other forms of electronic communication, or by any other method. Based on the three companies chosen, it shows that all three companies notified their shareholders differently. As for Bumi Armada Berhad, the AGM is issued by letter to their shareholders because letters tend to reach the audience easily, as letters have a tangible physical presence that will hold the attention for longer, while Aeon Credit Service Berhad chose to distribute the notice of AGM through newspapers. This is because some believe that newspapers are the most efficient and inclusive choice, which does not discriminate against or shortchange shareholders who are not internet savvy or have no access to the internet. For Hong Leong Financial Group Berhad, they issued through email. Email being chosen because email may be particularly suited to convey complex and lengthy information by linking out to the relevant information.
Hi, my name is Raja Faiz Daniel bin Raja Ahmad Khairuddin, and I will explain more on date of notice compared to the date of AGM. So, Section 316 of Company Act 2016 specifies the notice required to call a meeting of members specifically for public companies other than a meeting past special resolution shall be called by notice in the case of an annual general meeting, AGM, at least 21 days or any longer period specified in its constitution. The notice of AGM for Aeon Credit Service Berhad was released on 22nd May 2020 and the AGM was held on 24th June 2020. For Hong Leong Financial Group Berhad, the notice was shared on 1st October 2020 and AGM was held on 30th October 2020. Next, Bumi Armada Berhad released its notice of AGM on 80th May 2020 while AGM was held on 9th June 2020. The similarity between all those three companies is that they all exceed 21 days between the date of notice of AGM to the actual date of AGM itself. For differences, Aeon Credit Service Berhad, the days between notice and AGM is 33 days, while 29 days for Hong Leong Financial Group Berhad and 22 days for Bumi Armada Berhad. In terms of compliance with Company Act 2016, all three companies comply with the Act since all exceed 21 days from the date of notice until the AGM was held. However, Bumi Armada Berhad might face a problem if there are any changes at the last minute, such as venue and the ability of members themselves to attend, as the date between notice and AGM barely exceeds 21 days, which is 22 days. It is also possible to miss any important agenda as there is a rush in conducting the AGM. Next, we move on to the date of current AGM versus last previous AGM. So, referring to Section 340, Subsection 2 of Company Act 2016, every public company must hold an AGM within 6 months from the date of its financial year and not less than 15 months from the date of its last preceding AGM. For the annual general meeting held in 2020, Aeon Credit Service Berhad held its meeting on 24 June 2020, while the previous AGM was held on 20 June 2019. AGM for Hong Leong Financial Group Berhad was held on 30 October 2020, while the previous AGM was held on 31st October 2019. Next, Bumi Armada Berhad held its AGM on 9 June 2020, while the previous AGM was on 28 May 2019. The three companies are similar in that they all have 12 months period between the current AGM in 2020 and the previous AGM in 2019. However, in terms of differences, Aeon financial year ended on 29 February 2020, while Hong Leong financial year ended on 30 June 2020, and Bumi Armada financial year ended on 31st December 2020. So, in determining Company Act 2016 compliance, all three companies comply with the Act because they only incur 12 months from the previous AGM, which cannot exceed 15 months. For the financial year ended, all three companies comply with the Act, with Aeon and Hong Leong holding AGM within 4 months of the financial year ended, and Bumi Armada holding AGMs within 6 months of the financial year ended. So, for mode and platform used in conducting AGM, Section 327 Subsection 1 of Company Act 2016 provide that a company may convene a meeting of members at more than one venue using technology or method that enables the members of the company to participate and exercise the members' right to speak and vote at the meeting. It is advisable to conduct AGM online in 2020 as the pandemic is still ongoing during that period. Aeon Credit Service and Berhad was held on a fully virtual basis through a live webcast and online remote voting using the remote participation and voting facilities. The broadcast venue for Aeon AGM is held at Level 3A UOA Corporate Tower, Bangsar South City. And for Bumi Armada Berhad, the mode of AGM is also online and the broadcast venue is at Kuala Lumpur Room Level 21, Menara Perak. On the other hand, Hong Leong Financial Group Berhad conducts its AGM through physical meetings with strict safety measure guidelines. The venue for Hong Leong AGM is located at Wau Bulan 2 Level 2 Sofitel Kuala Lumpur dan Mansara. So, the similarity between Aeon and Bumi Armada is the platform used, which is Lumi AGM, which can be accessed through the application and website. The differences only in Hong Leong compared to the other two companies are the mode of conduct in which the company conducts AGM face-to-face or physically. Hong Leong is able to make face-to-face meeting as long as the company follows the Recovery Movement Control Order, which is RMCO, and the SOP Pembukaan Semula Ekonomi guideline by the Majlis Keselamatan Negara, which is MKN. And then, in terms of complying with Company Act 2016, all three companies comply with Section 372 Subsection 2, where the main venue of the meeting must be in Malaysia, and the chairman must be present at the main venue of the meeting. The chairman present is important to ensure the smoothness of AGM and matters are dealt with in an orderly and efficient manner.
I am Rabata Khadija binti Izafi. Next, I will continue with the appointment of proxy. According to Companies Act 2016, Section 2341, a member of a company shall be entitled to appoint another person as his proxy to exercise all or any of his right to attend, participate, speak, and vote at a meeting of members of the company. There are several similarities in the process of appointing a proxy for Aeon Credit Corporate, Bumi Armada, and Hong Leong Financial Group Berhad. As for Aeon, Bumi Armada, and Hong Leong, if the members of the company are unable to attend the AGM, they shall be entitled to appoint up to proxies to attend, participate, speak, and vote in the meeting. The appointment of proxy shall be invalid unless he specifies the proportions of his shareholdings to be represented by each proxy. Besides, the proxy of these three companies may need not to be a members of the company. Based on the analysis of these three companies, the instruments appointing a proxy shall be deposit the duly executed form of proxy at their registered office of their company not less than 48 hours before the time set for holding the meeting or adjourned meeting. Otherwise, the instrument of proxy should not be treated as valid. Thus, in respect of deposited securities, only members whose name appears on the record of depositors shall be eligible to attend the meeting or appoint proxy to attend, participate, or vote on his behalf. However, the COVID-19 outbreak in 2020 has impacted the process of submission of the proxy form for the company. As for Bumi Armada, the instrument of appointing a proxy shall be done either by hand or post, to the extent that it is permissible to do so pursuant to the movement control order issued under the Prevention and Control of Infectious Diseases 1988. In other ways, the instrument can be submitted electronically via email, by facsimile of the company, and via the share registrar's website. In addition, Aeon allows the members to submit the form of proxy electronically through share registrar website or via email. Meanwhile, Hong Leong's members shall deposit the form via the company's email. After that, I will continue with voting procedures. Based on Section 331 of the CA 2016, at any meeting of members, a resolution out to vote of the meeting shall be decided on a show of hand, unless before or on the declaration of the result of the show of hands, a poll is demanded by the chairman by at least 3 members present in person or by proxy. Shareholders need to be informed of their rights and the procedures for exercising their rights. Any resolution stated in the notice of general meeting by a listed issuer must be voted on by poll, according to paragraph 8.29A1 of the Bursa Securities. Many listed companies have adopted electronic voting as a method of conducting poll voting in accordance with international trends. To ensure a smooth process at the general meeting, shareholders should be given relevant information on the voting procedures. It is crucial that shareholders are aware of their legal right to designate a proxy to attend the meeting on their behalf and exercising their voting and question asking right. Based on the analysis, all 3 companies are using electronic voting as their method of voting, which is also called e-voting, as the meeting is conducted virtually. For the Bumi Armada, the voting was conducted by poll. The company appointed Boardroom as poll administrator to conduct the poll by way of e-voting and Boardroom as scrutinizers to verify the poll results. While for Aeon, the voting at the virtual AGM will be conducted by poll. The company has appointed Boardroom as the poll administrator to conduct the poll by way of e-voting and Governance Advisory and Solutions Sdn Bhd as the scrutinizers to verify the poll results. Next, for Hong Leong Berhad, they are using online remote voting. The members are required to register online with the Boardroom Smart Investor Portal for the first time registration. After voting has been opened, the polling symbol will show up with the resolution and the vote options. The members need to choose their voting orientation from the available alternative to vote. Hence, before the existence of COVID-19, the voting will be done at the meeting hall for each of the companies via poll. Due to COVID-19, it needs to be changed to e-voting, which is through online, but it still gives a fair result. That's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
My name is Azhar Rosani. I'll proceed the presentation with the meeting agenda. As for the ordinary business, there are 3 similarities between the 3 companies, which are: the first one is 3 companies held the AGM as to consider the audited financial of the company for the financial year ended 31st December 2020 for Bumi Armada Berhad, 29 February 2020 for Aeon Credit Service Berhad, and 30th June 2020 for Hong Leong Financial Group Berhad, together with the reports of the director and auditors thereon. Second, to re-elect the directors stated as pursuant to the company's constitution. And the third one is to reappoint selected auditor of the company for the financial year ending stated for every company, and to authorize the director to fix their remuneration for that year. Aeon Credit Service Berhad and Hong Leong Financial Group Berhad have some similarity, which both of them have a purpose to declare a final single-tier dividend of 14 cents per share for Aeon Berhad and 25 cents per share for Hong Leong for the financial year ended as stated for both companies. Next, to approve the director's fees up to an aggregate amount in respect of the financial year ended and payment thereof. Besides, there is also a similarity between Bumi Armada and Hong Leong, which is the purpose of the AGM, is to approve the payment of benefits payable to the chairman, non-independent or non-executive director up to an aggregate amount from 9 June 2020 for Bumi Armada and 25th June 2020 for Aeon until the conclusion of the next AGM. Among all, only Bumi Armada Berhad has a purpose, which is to retain an independent non-executive director who have served to the company for a cumulative term of 9 years to continue to serve as an INED of the company until the conclusion of the next annual general meeting of the company. Next, for special business, based on the notice of annual general meeting, there is only one similarity of all the three companies, which is the authority to issue new ordinary shares pursuant to Section 75 and Section 76 of the Companies Act 2016 and the main market listing requirement of Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad. Both Aeon and Hong Leong have a likeliness where they propose renewal of existing shareholders' mandate for recurrent related party transaction of a revenue or trading nature for Aeon, while for Hong Leong, trading nature with Hong Leong Company Berhad and person connected with them, also with Tower Real Estate Investment Trust. After that, both companies consider transacting any other business of which due notice shall have been given in accordance with the Companies Act 2016 and the Constitution of the company. In addition, only Bumi Armada contemplated to propose offer, grant or allotment in respect of ordinary shares in the company to the Executive Director or Chief Executive Officer pursuant to the company's management incentive plan.
Now I will continue with the resolution to be passed during the meeting. Resolution refers to the written document or statement that records a decision or action discussed and approved during an annual general meeting or extraordinary general meeting. Such a document is commonly used in companies worldwide, Malaysia included. Section 290 provides that a resolution of the members or of a class of members of a public company shall be passed at a meeting of the members. As for Aeon Credit Berhad, there are about 17 resolutions to be passed during the meeting, of which 15 of the resolutions are on the ordinary business, meanwhile the remaining 2 resolutions are on the special business. In addition, there are only 7 resolutions to be passed for Bumi Armada, which 5 of them are from ordinary business and the other 2 are from the special business. As for Hong Leong Financial Berhad, the company has 9 resolutions consisting of 6 from the ordinary business and 3 for the special business resolution. All of the 3 companies have several similarities with the resolution to be passed throughout the meeting. Firstly, under ordinary business, all these 3 companies have the resolution to re-elect directors who are retiring, to reappoint the company's auditor, as well as to authorize the directors to fix the remunerations. Aeon Credit Service and Hong Leong Financial Group have a similar resolution, which is to approve the final single-tier dividend. Besides, Bumi Armada and Hong Leong also share the same resolution, which is to approve the payment of benefits payable to the chairman, non-independent or non-executive director. Furthermore, under special business, the resolution to be passed is that all these 3 companies have the authority to issue new ordinary share.
To conclude, every public company is mandatory to hold an AGM for every calendar year. AGM are very crucial to be held as it will promote transparency, allow shareholders to participate in decision making, and keep the management accountable in discharging their duties. Each company needs to hold their AGM according to the standard issued by the Companies Act 2016. The Companies Act 2016 reformed almost all aspects of company law in Malaysia. Failure to adhere to the Act will be subject to legal action. AGM is one of the requirements imposed by the Companies Act to all companies in Malaysia. Thus, every company needs to operate in the same way according to the Act. During the COVID-19 outbreak in 2020, there was an amendment made to ease the burden faced by the companies during the pandemic. Thus, based on our analysis, all the three companies adhere to the Companies Act 2016, even though there are changes due to the pandemic.